And as promised, here are your Scooby snacks.
All right, guys, so we got to talk about the continued agenda that is being pushed on children in this country that the left says does not exist, right? They swear up and down that we're making it up. We're not trying to push a certain agenda on kids, okay? You guys are fear-mongering, right? However, we have another character, cartoon character, that is from a cartoon TV show that targets kids, that has now come out as LGBTQ. As Scooby Doo's Velma is now a lesbian in a new HBO Max movie. Now, one of the reasons why I'm talking about this is because I used to watch Scooby Doo growing up, right? Scooby Doo was one of my favorite cartoons, and I never thought for a second about the sexuality of the characters, right? Or who they like to sleep with. Now, I always thought that Daphne was hot, but that's about it, right? That's about as far as it went. Other than that, I didn't think too much about it. However, for whatever reason, they feel the need for kids to know that Velma is a lesbian and Velma likes to sleep with women. And I want to go ahead and play this video preview from the trailer that shows Velma falling in love with another, female character. Take a look.
And as promised, here are your Scooby snacks. I'm sure that Coco made some brilliant observations in the encounter we just had.
The cute one's right. Esteban, show them my brilliant observations. Black.
Yeah, so as you can see there, the agenda is strong, right? I mean, they're making it very obvious what's going on here, okay? They created a scene. A black lesbian is who Velma is in love with that has blonde hair, right? I'm surprised that they didn't make her overweight, right? They didn't make the lesbian that Velma is in love with overweight. Yeah, I mean, we know what's going on here, guys. I mean, let's keep it all the way 100. But apparently this is interesting because Velma was always supposed to be a lesbian. So let's talk about this. Quote, Scooby Doo has long been famous for its big reveals, with its gang of amateur sleuths dramatically cornering criminals and pulling off their masks at the end of each episode. But now a new revelation just might be the most seismic in the animated show's 53-year history. Lead character Velma Dinkley is a lesbian in the new Warner Bros. Movie Trick or Treat Scooby Doo, with the fictional character fawning over a fellow female. Variety confirmed the cartoon character's queerness in a new article, citing excerpts from the flick released Thursday. In the new film, Velma swoons over sassy character Coco Diablo. At one point, the orange bespectacled brunette is so enamored by the character that her trademark glasses start to fog up. In a separate scene, Coco placed her hand on Velma's shoulder, causing the queer crime fighter to quiver. Fans of the cartoon have long speculated and assumed that Velma is gay. More recently, filmmaker James Gunn, who wrote the early live-action films and Mystery Incorporated series, supervising producer Tony Carvone, have backed up said rumors, though neither made the apparent on screen. Yeah, so again, if she's so gay, right, and she's a lesbian, then why didn't you make it clear from the get-go, right? Why didn't you make it clear 20 years ago? Were you afraid of the backlash, right? Is now the perfect time to have Velma come out the closet? Again, it's funny to me how this works. How when they decide to make a character gay or lesbian, the woke writers who are going along with this stuff, they come out and say, well, she was gay and lesbian the whole time. What are you guys complaining about? And I'm like, okay, well, if that's the case, and it's such a fundamental part of her character, her sexuality, so much so that they gotta basically flaunt it, okay, they gotta throw it in your face, why did you not put it in there from the get-go? Why did you not make it obvious from the get-go? Well, the reason why is because it's not a fundamental part of her character, right? It's not. Velma's character is more about the fact that she's smart, okay? She's like the weird girl that, again, is hyper-intelligent, always solving problems, right? That's her character. That's what I remember about Velma. What I don't remember about Velma is that, oh, she might be gay, right? She seems like she like women. That's not what I remember about Velma at all. It's almost like they wrote the gayness, right? Or the, queerness into the character. Not that they was always that way, right? Maybe they weren't thinking about the character's sexuality back in the day like they claim they were today. I'm just saying, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe from the get-go she was. Like they say that SpongeBob was always gay, which is something, I low-key kind of believe that one. But I'm just saying, the original creator said that SpongeBob is neither straight nor gay, right? He said that back in 2005. That SpongeBob doesn't have a sexuality, right? You guys are weird. Why are you thinking about a cartoon character's sexuality, right? Then Nickelodeon comes out in 2020 and says SpongeBob is LGBTQ, right? Wow. Again, we all know what's going on here. Regardless, I don't see the point of this stuff now being overt, for you to overtly come out here and to push this stuff, unless it's a part of the agenda, which it obviously is. And I just wish that these people would come out here and say, you know what? The honest to God truth is that we wrote it in here, we made her gay because we want to promote this stuff. I would have more respect for you, but let's not act like that it was like this the whole time, which is what they're alluding to here. And furthermore, if you want to create a gay, lesbian, LGBTQ character, fine. But leave original characters alone, right? If you want to create a new cartoon show where all the characters are LGBTQ, they're all people of color, they're all, a part of your woke wonderland, right? Fine, do that. Let that cartoon stand on its own. But see, they don't want to do that because they know what will happen is that parents wouldn't let their kids watch it, right? Or, the cartoon will fail. So instead of making a new original thing with new original, LGBTQ characters, no, let's just take old characters, make them LGBTQ, and then tell people that they was like that the whole time. Well, they was like that the whole time. Velma was always a lesbian. What are you guys talking about? Fans flocked to Twitter to celebrate the fictional characters coming out, with one writing, quote, Velma being gay is actually massive. We're at the point in time when this major character full of decades-old history and fans gets to actually be a lesbian, and that's just another part of her canon now. Sometimes we need to celebrate these wins. A second supporter declared, quote, we have won. Velma is lesbian with impeccable taste. So they're celebrating this. Impeccable taste. You know what that means? That refers to the fact that she's in love with a black woman, right? That wears blonde hair, right? Who appears to be culturally appropriating. But let's not talk about that. That's too deep for this. That's too deep for this video. Quote, they destroyed Scooby Doo with this woke LGBTQIA nonsense. Just another attempt to indoctrinate children, one decried. Another claimed the franchise had been hijacked by identity politics. Sarcastically sniped another. Why not make Velma black and disabled as well? Are they racist and ableist? Hey, that's a good point. That's a good point, because I'm just saying, representation matters. And the more representation you have, the better, according to the left. The Post has reached out to Warner Bros. For an official statement on Velma's sexuality. The company isn't the only one to increase queer visibility to children's entertainment of late. Earlier this year, Disney's Reimagine Tomorrow announced a push for 50% of regular and reoccurring characters across the Disney universe will come from underrepresented groups. Yeah. So, as you can see here, Disney is overt about their agenda. Warner Brothers, not so much. But we all know what's going on here. For whatever reason, they want kids to know about sexuality. Whether it be in school, whether it be watching cartoons. And all that is to say, man, this is the reason why I'm hesitant to bring kids into this world, right? The left is hesitant because of climate change, right? They think the world's going to end, right? That's not me. I'm hesitant because, quite honestly, I think it's a nightmare to raise kids in this day and time, okay? Because you can't send them to school without worried about them being indoctrinated. You can't even leave them on the couch to watch TV while you go off and do adult things without worrying about them being indoctrinated. They're being indoctrinated on every single front, right? These are conversations that parents should be having with kids, right? Kids should be learning about sexuality from their parents, right? Not from cartoons, not from teachers, from their parents, okay? But no. Disney, Warner Bros., these woke teachers, they want to raise your kids and talk to them about sexuality. right? And influence them to, you know, be a part of the LGBTQ community, okay? To be gay or to be lesbian, even though they're 5 or 6, 7 years old, where sexuality should be the last thing on their mind. Okay, they shouldn't be thinking about that at all. But hey, it is what it is. I'm not outraged. I'm not really super upset about it. I'm just like, why? Right? Why is my response? But again, we all know why, right? We all know why. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.